Desmond Hall, sitting high on the cliff among rushing rivers, and beneath the house itself, winding caves leading deep into the earth. Caves which the Desmond family tried to seal up long ago. For in their dark passages are secrets which endanger anyone who enters. This night at Desmond Hall, a door has opened, and the voice of Philip Desmond has offered an invitation.
Come to me, Holly. Enter through the doorway and descend to me. I won't hurt you, Holly. Not anymore.
Cold. It's so cold.
Yes, but you will set me free, Holly. Out of the darkness and the cold.
No, I want to leave. I want to leave this place.
Holly!
Jean-Paul! Jean-Paul, help me, please. I've got to leave this place now before I go insane.
Holly, tell me, what is it? What happened?
The door!
What door? I don't see anything. There's nothing there.
Am I losing my mind?
Holly, what frightened you? It's all right. It's all right. I'll protect you.
No, he was right. I've got to leave Desmond Hall for your sake and my own. I've got to leave Desmond Hall.
Who was right? Who told you to leave?
Philip Desmond.
Raxel! Holly. Holly, nothing's going to hurt you anymore. Holly, speak to me. Raxel!
What is it, Master?
Holly has fainted. Help me take her to her room, will you?
Miss Holly? Awaken, Miss Holly.
Paul? Raxel? On the door. Where's the door?
Holly.
Mustn't go near the door.
Holly, listen, you're here. You're in Desmond Hall. Now, you mustn't be afraid.
Come with me, Miss Holly.
No, I don't want to go with anyone. I've got to leave this place alone.
Holly, you're in no fit condition to go anywhere. Now, you must go upstairs to your room.
No, I can't go to my room. He's there. He pretended to be kind, but he hurt me.
Who hurt you? Who are you talking about?
I told you. Philip Desmond, your brother.
Where is Mr. Desmond?
Has he been here? Has he returned?
I don't know where he is. But he spoke to me and he hurt me.
Philip wouldn't hurt you. He wouldn't do a thing like that.
Are you telling me I'm crazy? You're saying I'm losing my mind, is that it?
Holly, no.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I am. Perhaps I should go away like you said.
Holly, Philip wouldn't do a thing like that. Philip wouldn't drive anyone away from his house.
He did. He said, I must tell you to send me away, or you will die.
Listen, Holly, Raxel will take care of you.
He did, Jean-Paul. He said that you would die.
What else did he say to you? Anything else?
He said to tell you not to trust Irene, that she's evil.
Holly, where did he speak to you?
In my room. I don't want to see him anymore.
You saw him? What did he look like when you saw him?
Very kind at first, but then he turned against me. He became cruel.
Listen, Holly, I think it's very important for you to tell all of me these things, but you must go upstairs to your room first. Now, Raxel will see that you get upstairs, all right? You must rest.
Please, if I do, will you take me away? Tomorrow?
We'll see about that tomorrow, all right? Raxel, will you help her upstairs? See that she gets some sleep. Perhaps we better call a doctor.
No. No doctors.
I agree, Master. Your doctors could do no good. Come along, Miss Holly.
Philip?
Jean-Paul.
Oh, it's you.
I heard a fuss going on.
Yes, it was Holly.
Holly, I hope she's all right. I warned her not to leave the house and go looking for you.
She was in this house and she's very frightened.
Oh, perhaps I can help.
Perhaps it is none of your business.
I don't understand.
Or maybe it is something of interest to you. After all, Holly believes that she spoke to my brother.
To Philip?
Yes, Philip.
Nonsense. We both know.
Know what?
That Philip is away and will not return immediately.
That's your story, not mine.
You can call it a story if you like. I call it a fact. I have given you proof of that fact.
I don't always agree with your proofs and your facts.
Have you proof to the contrary? Have you a theory of your own?
Yes. I'm afraid that my brother is dead.
Dead? Nonsense.
And that he was dead when I arrived in this house.
If your brother had died, surely you would have been notified.
Perhaps not, if he had been secretly murdered.
You will regret this. You will regret this entire conversation.
Laszlo, why did you turn pale when I told you that Holly spoke to my brother?
I was frightened for the girl. She's a very disturbed young lady. I talked to her today, very calmly, very sympathetically. Her conclusion was that I was somehow her enemy.
And you're not, is that what you're saying?
I'm no one's enemy, but I have been treated like an intruder ever since you arrived. You're very fortunate, Jean-Paul, that I am not a revengeful man. Very fortunate indeed. And now, if you don't mind, I will go to my quarters. My wife is also upset because you're here. You and your friends.
She shouldn't be left alone.
She will not awaken for many hours. I can promise you that.
Raxel, why did you say no doctor?
The girl is not ill. She is under some spell.
How can you be sure?
Master, I have known the girl since Meljardin. I remember how easily she fell under the spell of my mistress.
Maljardin has been left behind.
But the girl remains as she has been, the victim of evil forces.
She spoke to Philip. He's no evil force. Dead or alive, he's...
Master, I know this is painful for you, but you must not think of your brother.
I know that wherever he is, he's crying out. I know that he needs my help.
And you forget your own torment. You forget, Master, that at any time the mark of death could appear again, and all would be lost. Everything. Forget all this and leave Desmond Hall. You and I, we'll find Quito together and go back to the world where we belong.
I'll never go back to Maljardin, ever.
It is our only refuge. Otherwise, I feel the spirit of death upon us all. Master, think of your brother if you must. That he is gone forever. But we must leave here now.
Who is it? Rexel, answer the door. I don't want to be disturbed by anyone.
Master!
She's exhausted. Over here. Sit down. Sit down, Quito. Quito. Quito, where were you? Quito. Where, Quito? Tell us somehow. Where were you and how did you get back? Rexel, get some food and drink as fast as you can. He's in a state of exhaustion.
It is a sign, Master. Quito has returned. It is a sign. We must leave here now while we are all together.
Quito, I know you're exhausted and I know you can't speak, but somehow you have got to show me where have you been? What happened? What's that? This is Holly's locket. How did you get it? What happened to it? It's all rusted and old. It's been shattered. Quito, did you break this? Did you have to break this in order to escape from where you were? Quito! Quito! You're crying. I've never seen you weep before. What is it that made you weep? What have you seen? Rexel, he saw something terrible, something pitiable enough to make him weep like this. Perhaps he was pursued by some of the townspeople. Or perhaps... the caves. The caves along the river. This is the kind of bolt that seals the entrance to these caves. It's rusted because of the high water tide from the river. And it was broken. Quito indicated that it was down in the caves. Quito, the caves. Were you lost in the caves?
You're safe now.
Quito, how did you get to the caves? How did you get in? Those entrances are sealed. No? Well, then how did you get in? How did you get there? You swam. You swam the river. Were you pursued by someone? Quito, how... Quito, did you find a secret entrance or a forgotten entrance?
He doesn't remember.
Quito, how did you escape from there? Wait a minute, his clothes are dry. You swam there, but how did you escape, Quito? Where did you go?
He doesn't know. He's weary. Let me take him to his room.
Yes. Yes, make sure he keeps warm. This bolt. What could he have seen that made him tear an iron bolt out of a wall? Quito was powerful. What could have caused him to be so afraid? To weep? What awful thing exists in the black caves under Desmond Hall?
Philip's voice, that's what he said. And I think he believes the girl.
Philip couldn't possibly...
Don't talk to me about Philip. I am not concerned with Philip Desmond. What is more important to us now is what Jean-Paul believes.
I wouldn't worry about Jean-Paul. He's manageable, believe me.
There is another thing I forgot to mention, another small matter. Jean-Paul thinks his brother was murdered.
Murder, you say?
Does the word offend you?
How could he think? Unless he connected you somehow with murder.
Why me, my dear Irene? Do I have the aura of a murderer? Surely not.
I know you, Laszlo. I've shared your life. Whatever your aura may be, I know you're capable of almost anything. And if Philip is found...
Be quiet, don't say that.
We're jittery tonight, aren't we? At least you are. But I'm not afraid, Laszlo. I am pleased that you told me about Holly and the so-called voice of Philip Desmond. There has been interference, I told you that. Just when I have her under my influence, she withdraws or laughs at me. And this will end. It will end.
Leave her alone. I said I'd take care of her.
And I told you that I heard the voice of Philip Desmond ordering me to stay away from Holly. Well, if that no longer frightens me, what makes you think that you do?
Where are you going?
To Holly.
Irene, I have warned you. You will ruin the plot.
I will not ruin anything, but I will destroy the voice of Philip Desmond.
Gentlemen,
What do you want?
I want to see Mr. John Paul Desmond.
He's asleep.
What is it, Raxel?
A man to see you.
Well, let him in.
Master, it's the middle of the night.
Let him in.
John Paul Desmond?
Yes?
Lucky you let me in. I got others out there who would have come to help me and knock the door down if you didn't open it.
Who are you? What do you want?
I told your servant here. I'm a gentleman. The Desmonds aren't the only gentlemen around these parts.
Agreed, but what do you want?
I want your servant. Big, strong, and I can't talk.
Quito.
He isn't here.
What do you think he is?
I tell you, he isn't here. He disappeared and he hasn't yet been found. Now, if you'll kindly leave or I shall call the police.
We can't wait for the police. That's why I'm here. Your servant with the funny name is a murderer.
That is not true.
We saw him around the town the night the girl was killed. Big boot prints in the sand near the spot where she was thrown in the river.
Well, I suggest you let the police decide how the girl died.
Didn't I see you around there too? Walking alone around in the dark? Yeah. I remember the face now.
Leave my house. Now.
Maybe I will. But the police are going to find out what I just remembered.
Get out!
Are you afraid of the police? Well, they'll be here. But not for the reason you want, mister. And if they don't come, we will. And the next time we'll be carrying torches.
You heard. You've been seen.
That hardly seems extraordinary, Rexel. After all, I did kill the girl. Well, when shall we expect the police? Tonight or in the morning?
Hear me, master. Now is the time. Now we must get away.
Leave? Leave my dear dead brother, who has spoken to everyone except me? Speak to me! Because of you, I have remained here. Because of you, I have murdered. Speak to me.